So today I'm going to do something a little different. A viewer asked if I could make a tumbler that is kind of the opposite of what I normally make, which is mostly baby oil and then a bit of the glycerin. They asked me to make one that was a little bit of baby oil, like the same amount I normally put in as glycerin, and then do the opposite as glycerin. So the main component's going to be the glycerin, and the small amount's going to be the baby oil. So I said I would try this, and we're going to make it orange and black, kind of a Halloween themed one. So for this, we're going to need a way to dye the baby oil. I'm going to be using these candle making colorants. I'll link them in the description. These work quite well and they're fairly cost effective. And we're going to use orange. And then to dye the vegetable glycerin, we are going to use a water-based dye. It has to be water-based or it will mix in with your baby oil, which you don't want. And we're going to use black. And these are the ones I've been using. I'm having a little trouble finding these in the United States, but these are fairly readily available in Canada. If you can't find these, just go to your local baking or craft store and just ask for a water-based dye in black, and they should be able to find that for you, no problem. Okay, we're also going to need for this a tumbler, a hollowed wall one with a hole drilled out of it. I do have a video on how to do this with a hot tool. Just look under my other videos. And then we're going to need vegetable glycerin. This is the one I typically use, or I do have another one that I like. This one here. This one also works quite well. I'll link this one in the description. This one I found easily available in the States. I haven't found it in Canada. Oh, no, sorry. I can find this one in Canada. I cannot find this one in the States. And this one I like a lot. It's a decent price and it flows really nice. But if you can't find that one, this one is nice as well. So we're also going to need a couple squeeze bottles for getting the fluid into your tumbler. I get these at the dollar store. You can probably find them on Amazon as well. And I use these little measuring cups as well to measure out your components, and something to stir it with as well. And then you're going to need a way to seal off your tumbler. I do have a video called 3 ways to seal snow globe tumblers, and I'm going to have another one coming out fairly soon called 5 ways to seal snow globe tumblers, with a few more options on sealing them. So let's get started. All right, so first thing we're going to do is measure out 30 ml of baby oil into one of these little cups. It doesn't have to be exactly 30 ml, but that's what I like to use. Seems to give a nice drip. I am using a smaller cup than I normally use. And we're just going to add a few drips of this to our baby oil. Probably about 8 drips, and we're going to stir this up, see what it looks like. It may need more color. I want it to be fairly dark. We'll see if that is. See, that's just not quite dark enough. I may use a different color here as well. I'm looking for a dark orange, and that's not quite what I'm aiming at. I think if you used half the bottle, it might give you more of the look, but I'm going to use a little drop of this one called Sunset, and that should redden this up a little bit. Add 1 drop, see what that gives us here. I want it to be quite orange. We'll add a little more of this. And we'll add some more of the Sunset. I don't want to be too liberal on the red, because once it's dark, you're kind of done, but you can keep darkening it up slowly. I think 1 more drop of that Sunset and we should be good. Whoops, I ended up with 2. Hopefully it's not too dark. Nope, I think we're good. All right, so we're going to add this to a squeeze bottle and then put that into the tumbler. And dollar store squeeze bottles sometimes are a little Not the easiest thing to use, but we're good, I think. And we're just going to add this to the tumbler. Try not to make a mess. All right, of course I'm making a mess. That's all right. Okay, and then we're going to dye up our glycerin. I think that should be dark enough. We should be good. And then we're going to dye up the glycerin here. So I'm going to get a different bottle here. And I'm going to add some glycerin to this. I'm not exactly sure how much. I'm going to start with probably about 2.5 ounces, and we'll go from there. And we are going to dye this black. I put about 4 drops in. We'll give this a spin. See if that's enough coloring. I think we're going to be, the black tends to be fairly potent of a dye. Oh yeah, I think that's good right from the get-go. You can see that. Okay, and we're going to add this to the tumbler as well. I'll finish filming this, putting it in, and then I'll be right back. All right, so our tumbler is now full. And now we are going to seal it. With this one, I think I am going to let it degas a bit just because the rim here has got a little bit of air in it, which I think will come out. So I don't want too big of an air gap. So I'm going to wait for that to degas before I seal it. And then to seal the tumbler, you're going to wipe the top off with alcohol. And then if you don't know how to seal a tumbler, watch one of my videos on sealing tumblers. That should help. And then I'll be back to show you what this is going to look like when it's full. All right, and here is our finished tumbler. And it's going to work the opposite way that it normally works, because the oil is lighter, so you're going to get a very cool look to this. So do let me know what you guys think of this. It's definitely a fun alternative to your normal tumbler. I think maybe if you did 50-50 with it, it would also look cool, but this looks pretty neat as well. Thanks so much for watching. I put out at least one new video every week, so please do subscribe. Thanks for watching.